What's going on, guys? My name is Mohammed. I'm a cinematographer based in Dubai, and this video is my review of the DZOFilm Vespid Primes Cine lenses. So I got a set of 6 lenses about a month ago, and they have quickly become my favorite lenses to shoot with. So I got myself a 16mm, 21mm, 25, 40, 75, and 90mm macro. The 4 lenses in the middle are T2.1, whereas the 16 and the 90 are T2.8. So I just wanted to point out right at the beginning of this review that I bought these lenses with my own money, and I actually came to buy these lenses after comparing them with the Cine Athenas. So I went with the DZOFilm Vespid Primes for 2 reasons. Number 1, I feel like they're better for handheld work than the Cine Athenas. The reason is the shorter focus throw of the DZOFilm Vespid Primes is just easier to do in handheld as compared to the Cine Athenas. And the second reason was honestly the price. The DZOFilm Vespid Primes nowadays go on sale for like 40 to 50% off. So you can get a single lens for around $800, and that is a crazy bargain. And I thought about getting the Cine Vision Prime lenses, the 24, 35, 50, but honestly, the ugly bokeh and like the bokeh cutting that those lenses have just kind of put me off. So the DZOFilm Vespid Primes kind of answered all my needs perfectly. So I've been shooting a bunch of documentaries with them over the last month, and I am super happy with the results. So let's start with the build quality. And these lenses are built like a tank. They're a bit hefty, but the size itself is considered compact when it comes to cinema standards. The focus and the iris ring are buttery smooth. Just working with them is a real pleasure. So obviously using a focus pull system is going to be faster and easier, but I've just been focusing, by hand, and it's been completely fine. My only criticism is that when you get to T8, the distance between T8 and T22 is not a lot, so you have to go real slow when you get to those stops. They all share a 77 filter thread across all the lenses except the 16, because the 16 has a bulbous front element. But other than that, it's all even. So all the placements of the focus and the iris ring are identical across the entire set. So if you have a focus pull system on, when you change out lenses, you don't have to reposition it. And DZO actually addressed one of the criticisms early on, which was you couldn't tell the lenses apart when they're in the box by the lens cap. So they have the sticker on each lens now, telling you exactly all the information that you need about the lens. So they all come with a PL mount as standard, but you can also get an EF mount conversion kit, which you can then change the mount by yourself from PL to EF. I've stuck to using PL so I can use them across all my cameras and just get adapters from PL to that specific camera mount. But I've been mainly using them on the Z8, and the results have been incredible. So let's talk about what you came to this video to hear about, which is image quality. The first thing that jumped out to me when I first looked at the footage that I got with these lenses is how sharp they are. I wasn't expecting this level of sharpness from the entire range of lenses. Even the 21, which has a bad rep for not being the sharpest lens, it's still plenty sharp. As you can see here in this footage, even the 16 is sharp edge to edge. So sharpness is great, but what about the rest of the characteristics of these lenses? So my problem when it comes to lens reviews is most lens reviews are done with test charts, and you don't really get a feel of how the lens looks in real life. So the DZOFilm Vespid Primes had a tendency to show chromatic aberration across the frame, especially in areas that are out of focus. But you have to understand, test charts are meant to punish lenses. And most of the times, 99% of the time, you're not going to be shooting anything even close to that. So in my time using these lenses, I've seen very little CA, and I'm going to put up the footage to prove it. Even in harsh conditions with direct sunlight, which is basically all of Dubai now, you can barely see any CA. So I feel like this reports of having heavy chromatic aberration on the DZOFilm Vespid Primes have been a bit exaggerated. So it all comes down to the look that these lenses give you. That's what you come to cinema lenses for. You're trying to get away from that ultra sharp, ultra clean look that photography lenses give you. And these lenses sit somewhere exactly between vintage and modern. So you get a lot of character, but it's not like dull and like, not sharp like some vintage lenses tend to be. And it's not super sharp and super clinical like modern photography lenses either. So the look of the DZOFilm Vespid Primes, the sharpness, the focus fall off, the bokeh, the vignetting, everything has been exactly what I was looking for. And I also need to mention that except the 90mm, these lenses show zero breathing, and the breathing on the 90mm is really not noticeable. Let me take a look at this shot. And that's because this 90mm macro actually goes above 1:1 macro reproduction. At its minimum focus distance, which is 0.51 centimeters, you can get 1 to 6 times macro reproduction. And I think this is one of the biggest advantages of this lens. Outside of just using it for macro shots, I've been using it as like a normal telephoto lens, and it's great for that. So let's kind of talk about why I got these specific focal lengths, because they're kind of unusual. Usually most people go with like the standard, 24 or 25, 35, 50, 75, and 100. But I went for all the middle options here. So I got a 16 for my ultra wide, I got a 21 for my ultra wide, 25 standard wide, 40 standard, 75 telephoto, and 90 telephoto. And the reason is I'm planning to use them on both full frame and Super 35 cameras, so I needed focal lengths that made sense on both full frame and Super 35. So that kind of like that mid-range between 50 and 35 is usually what I like to shoot on. Like, I feel like 35 is too wide for my use, and then 50 is just too telephoto. So like 40 is like a perfect medium. And on Super 35, this is gonna be around like 65mm. And like the 21, the 20mm is my favorite focal length, like ultra wide focal length on full frame cameras. And 21 on Super 35 is gonna be around 30mm. So that's also a great wide angle focal length. And by far my most used lens out of all of them, to my surprise, has been the 25 and the 40. And the 25 for being a wide angle lens, and wide angle lenses are difficult to get right, even in photography, lenses. So for a cinema lens to be this sharp and look this great at wide angle is great. So in the future, I'm planning to get 2 more focal lengths to kind of complete the set. It's already a very complete set, but I feel like the distance between 40 and 75 is a little bit too much of a gap. So I'm planning to get a 50mm and then 125 just to get more telephoto reach. Overall, I've been extremely happy with these lenses, and just shooting with them brings me so much joy that it feels like being a kid on set again. If you've watched so far, thank you for watching this video. And if you've not subscribed to my channel, please go hit that subscribe button. That would help out a lot. And leave a comment and go back and watch my other videos as well. Thank you. Till next time.